how do you because you must have just an incredible focus or have trained your mind to be able to sit down and get an 8,000 word day, a 10,000 word day, and then I assume you're reading on top of that. You're keeping up with all of your favorite series and everything else, right? So how much time are you spending reading and writing on any given day?
Well, this is the thing, right? When you write a book you spend a couple months, right, fleshing it out at the beginning. Then you kind of write the main thrust of the book in 10 days. I'm not reading anything right now. I'm not watching anything. I'm not doing anything right now except writing and cooking for my family and talking to you. And but that's pretty much it. So on those days, and at one point I was putting out, this is how you get to 65 books, right? At one point I was putting out about 7 books a year. And that was mostly for Random House. It was for Random House and Little Brown and Entangled and Harlequin and Penguin, like different arrangements through there. But those were the publishers I was working with at the time. Through this probably 3 to 4 year period where I was doing, maybe 5 years, where I was doing 7 books a year. And that was hard because I was spending a lot of time, obviously. And it was one of those things where it was in rotation, where I had like the idea that I was pitching, then I had the book I was writing, I had the book I was editing, the book I was copy editing, and the book I was publicizing. And I had to do all 5 of those on any given week. And that was a lot. And so for me now, you say how much, like this seems like spending time on like one book at a time seems like, wow, or 2 books, right? I'm publicizing this book and I'm writing this book. That seems like I could do that. This is one of those things with my agent. If one talking, like, maybe this is oversharing or whatever, but she's always helped me pivot. So several years ago, my husband had lost his job, right? And I went from being a good secondary income to having to be the only income. And I was, well, we got to do something because I have to make sure, because it trickles in, right? You never know really when you're going to get it. I'm sure like you have these royalty periods where they come. At that time, I think a lot of them were still 6 months out instead of every 3 months. So you're getting paid every 6 months. You never really know what you're going to get that 6 months.
On the silver hungry every day.
Right? Exactly. And because publishers aren't the same, where like at Amazon, if you self-pub, you can go in and say, oh, I've sold this many books. You don't get that, right? A lot of publishers, some publishers are more transparent. I've worked with really lovely editors, so for the most part, I have a general idea. So suddenly it was this. I had to work, and I had to make sure that I had everything covered and all of that, and so it became this thing where 5. So now when I'm like, okay, I've got 2. I feel like, okay, I can read a book. I can watch, binge watch a TV show when I'm not in the middle of writing. I can do that and still feel like I'm doing okay on the editing and the all the other things. So baptism by fire, I guess you call that.
I'm both exhausted and deeply admiring.